it's amazing if you have the chance to stand here and see all this beautiful audience, and I will make a photo of you. I know I'm kind of ridiculous, but I promised my daughter to show it that I'm really speaking. Okay. So something I have to do. My name is David Oliva Uribe. You can call me David, David, or as everyone. I am Mexican from origin, but I've lived in 20 years in Europe. And I've been working in environment of higher education for more than 25 years. I've been teaching, doing research, also doing tech transfer, and the last 10 years I've been focusing more on public policies. I used to work for the European University Association, for the EIT, Kick Digital, so was my previous experience with the EIT community. And well, I was very pleased to receive the invitation. First of all, I have to say thank you to all the people involved in the direction of this. Rosanna, Meryl, Ruslan, thank you. Dolores, of course, great job. And your team with Monica Taylor, and a special thanks also to Luisa Brunescu, that it's also there, that she gave the bad idea to invite me. But I'm here, and well, today I hope that the message that you are going to start your work, because the keynote lecture actually is the start, is to put some thoughts so you can do the work. You're here to work. You're here to change. You're here to transform. And most of all, you have a very big challenge. When we open the website of the HEIT initiative, we have one critical name that it's called projects. And projects end. We don't want this end. You have the special challenge that every single project can convert into a continuous action, into a continuous program. So make it happen, because you're doing wonderful. Also, when I was approached to talk about today, it was clear that there was some things to mention about deep tech, digital emerging technologies, that it's now everywhere. The last month was a revolution with artificial intelligence tools. We're not talking about that today, because they are there and you are the experts. I cannot tell you more about artificial intelligence that you already are doing, that your universities are doing. But I can give you one key message about the purpose to do it. And this is what I want to go. The world we want versus the world we will have. And we have one big challenge, extremely big, that we cannot change. And it's really still ridiculous to see that there are still discussions about how to reverse, how to stop. No, climate change is unstoppable. That's not the discussion. The discussion is how we are going to adapt to live in a constant climate change environment. How our technology will help us to live better. How we help each other to be there and to adapt. This is our normal task, to adapt. And of course, many years ago, because when we thought about 2015, it's already a long time ago, really. We had a plan. And actually it was a great plan. And a great plan that actually was approved by hundreds of countries. And we say, yes, that's our plan. The only thing is we didn't know how to do it. But we have a plan. And things were developing during the years. Climate change became a real topic. The SDGs becomes real important. And actually, a little girl started not going to school, but saying climate change is important and saying very different things. And she became the person of the year in 2019, until we had the thing of the year in 2020. If the Times will choose another person of the year, will be the COVID. And I don't have to tell you, but everybody at home had some years to reflect on that. But what is really, really important here is that the pandemic brought very difficult challenges in health, economy, and education. And that's really the base of our life. In February 2020, also, we thought that these sustainable goals, actually the 17 goals, cannot be are really delicate, are really balanced, and they only can be achieved. The 17 can be achieved if we have three things in order. And these things are the main things that were affected by COVID: by education, by health, and by economy. Without these three, we cannot do the others. And solely, we also, because we are here with a higher education ecosystem, there is a lot of leaderships, professors, some former colleagues that I know from different universities. I'm very happy to see you here. And well, we've been discussing for the last 20 years also about how to modernize education, how to change. And of course, we have a super cool revolution of the blackboard. Yeah? We really have a good revolution of the blackboard. And we also discussed about innovation. We need to know about student-centered learning, intelligent buildings, collaboration. We start doing a lot of things. But of course, COVID tell us we cannot be in the buildings. The beautiful buildings that we built, we cannot use the technology we have, and we have to go home. And we forgot that in certain countries, they used to do television, or education by television in the 60s. They already knew how to teach online. The first universities that are making virtual universities were universities where they have a studio television in one side and they were broadcasting to other parts in the world. But suddenly nobody remembered that, and we start going to Zoom and many other things. Many universities didn't have even an online platform for educational content. And even the World Economic Forum dares to say that the COVID pandemic has changed education forever. No, this is false. We have not changed. We know it has to change. And we are responsible to do this change and do it better. So, we have limited access. This is what is happening around the world. We have lack of resources for educators. We cannot have a teacher or a professor that is one-man orchestra. Social community manager, content curator, psychologist. No, we have to transform the way universities are built, schools are built, and we have to think that there is a lot of challenges there. Learning strategies for a new environment. We cannot teach the same schedules. So there are many things that are remaining the same, but in a complete different situation. And this is something that we have to change. But coming back to this wonderful plan, it was 2015. How we are doing? When we check the latest data of 2022 on the SDG 4, well, we are not doing so bad. Green is very good, red is very bad, gray is no idea. But remember, a kid, a young guy, young girl cannot go to school if there is poverty at homes. And this is what it's having now. The measurement SDG 4 is a little bit fake, because still poverty is a big problem. Zero hunger is even worse. You cannot go to school, you cannot learn if you don't eat well. This is how we are doing now. And good health and well-being, even worse. How you can go to work, how you can be enthusiastic, how you can take your flight to Prague and to be in this wonderful workshop if you are sick. How you can pay attention if suddenly you are so tired. Well, these issues have to be solved. But it's you, it's us, who we have to solve them. But why the progress is so low? If we have innovation, we have talking about innovation for years and years and years already. But we have to look. When the first time the Global Innovation Index was measured and was published with the nice information, check the headlines: business modernization, infrastructure, institutions, human capital, creative. Everything is based on economic development. This is the key driver for that. In 2019, still, there were the key drivers for doing innovation. And we in Europe, we have been talking quite a lot of unicorns. But the indicator for a unicorn is money, no impact. The indicator for a unicorn doesn't mean stable jobs, doesn't mean social impact. Why do we pursue unicorns? This is what we have to check also. When we checked the latest Global Innovation Index, we see that the world is developing, and it's developing in a different way. We have regions like, of course, Europe, North America, Latin America, and we are talking just having some of them. So what's happening in Europe? In Europe, Switzerland has been the most innovative country for years. Actually, the top one every single year. But there is one key. When they publish, this is information about patents granted, and who is the country that is soliciting the patent. So in Switzerland are the Swiss who are doing the knowledge. This is great. In Sweden, it's the Swedes who are doing the knowledge. This is great. In the United Kingdom, yeah, but it's the United States having a great influence. While North America, of course, United States, is still leading their own knowledge. In Canada, they are not owners of their own knowledge. It's the United States. But they are benefiting from that. But one day, the bill will come. What is happening with Asia? Korea really revolutionized. The key was they generate their own knowledge. Singapore, well, it's a strange place. But China, we know China really invests in generating their own capacities. And this is what they bring us as the champion. But there are regions that we have to collaborate. And I just mentioned those who are not so bad, because if we go to other regions, it will be even worse. In the case, for example, of Chile, it's not Chile. The Chileans is not the guys who are generating the knowledge. No, it's the United States. In the case of Mexico, it's only the United States. In the case of Brazil, it's the United States. So they are not generating their own knowledge. That's why they have problems. They have challenges stronger than us. But still, what I want to go today is on this, the purpose of innovation. You have 3 cohorts now. And you have to really check if you place the right focus for doing innovation, for seeking for unicorns, and how deep tech now can help into that. Because again, before the pandemic, we talked about productivity, economy, infrastructure, services, Industry 4.0. But after 2022, we are talking really about things that are really matters for people: health, social welfare, oceans, impact measurement, no indicators, hybrid education, open science, open education, open innovation. This is really relevant, but we cannot do this in a fast way. Only we can do it with deep tech. Deep tech is the key to achieve everything. It's the accelerator, it's the booster. And this is where you have the great opportunity. If you focus your deep tech capacity as enablers to solve the problems we need. And, well, my former boss, that he was former CEO of EIT Digital, he was giving a conference, which I like it a lot. That's why I always put him. I'm not working for him anymore, but I'm still putting him because I like that. He was saying, in the 3rd century, the innovation will be based a lot on research-based innovation. That means universities has a great opportunity again. It's not like the 2nd decade that was a lot on applications. It was not like the 1st decade that was a lot of infrastructure. Now it's really research-based. You have the great opportunity here. The 3rd decade will be defined by the most and profound miniaturization, and it will be the decade of the nano pico femto. And we have very key issues to really make it through. Deep tech of surrender. If any of the solutions you are thinking about, it doesn't matter the area, the knowledge area. If you are not using a deep tech technology, it will be very, very behind the others. The second is advanced hard skills will be needed. So we need to focus a lot on education for the new deep tech. And frontier science will be the new think tank. So I'm very sure I saw all the projects, and all of you are working in this. So you are in the right track. You only have to check today if you are making that the purpose that we need. There is a wonderful TED Talk by Antoine Gurevich. I hope you see it in YouTube, that is there, where he's explaining about deep tech. And he defines deep tech as the combining of science, engineering, and design thinking. And he's talking about different examples. One of them, of course, for example, rocket science, placed by Elon Musk and his companies, that it's really a combination of chemical and material technology, so we need new materials, of course, for everything. Vertical integration, software engineering, and the use of that is with deep tech, artificial intelligence, quantum computing can allow us to make this development fast. Quantum computing is still starting. And once we are boosting quantum computing, we will really see the difference. We will see really the difference, for example, using blockchain. Blockchain will be the new internet, actually. So blockchain is not only crypto, you know. Everything that needs traceability anything that relies on trust will be supported by blockchain networks. And there are many other topics that you can relate it using deep tech technologies to solve the problems that you are. But the most important is we already have a plan in Europe, and it's a good plan also. And it's called Horizon Europe. And we have 3 big pillars that really focus on development of the capacities, and the pillar 2 is the really interesting one. So focusing on the problem, not the technology, because this is what is really important. We have to stop developing solutions without problems. We have to look for the problems and develop the solutions. And the most important, what you're doing here today is wonderful, because you are uniting regions. We have to be clear. Europe is not equal. Europe needs help from each other. And in the case of innovation, we need to help each other. We can gain. We can have a win-win. So we have to be very clear, and this is wonderful. When I see every single poster here, and I see the different regions' geographical distribution, it's the right decision to do. And what is the role of universities? Just going a little bit through that. Of course, well, you have a role of education, no? Because we have 2 challenges. One, of course, is trying to survive, trying to adapt in the new world, or in the new condition of the world. But we have also one thing that we have not really thought, that we have 2 worlds now. One is digital, and one is the standard one. And we, the universities, we need to generate the knowledge how to educate people of all ages to live in the new world. It's like when you have a kid, the first thing you do is take care of yourself, cross the street, look both sides, don't talk to strangers. Why we are doing that in digital world? We have to collect all this knowledge, and we have to go with the people, to go and help them to live in 2 worlds. And these worlds are not separated. Again, we have the digital world, that we have a lot of things to do as universities to get everybody engaged, and the world that we have to live, that is getting into different conditions. So, soft skills for digital technologies are extremely important. And this makes that universities have to change a view and try to become the leaders in social impact. Of course, they have to combine different things, blended education, open science. You have to be enablers of value creators, multi-actor innovation, the triple I that we have taught in the European Commission for a long time, interdisciplinary, intersectional, international, ecosystem in-house. This is a very key. But of course, you have to rethink about university. Micro-credential is a great possibility for everybody. And it's very important that you see that if a young person is now registering for the bachelor in chemistry, she or he is thinking about having a job that she's seeking now, but not the job that will happen in 5 years. And in 5 years, everybody's changed. So we need to go to build more flexible way of education because we need the basic fundamentals, to know how to cross the street, but then what to do. And the last year, the last second year, or the last 2 years, we really have to provide the credentials that are really clear for them to insert in a problem that they can solve. And long life learning. Long life learning, digital transformation is a really key. This is a population, and we really have to work for those who are not in university. This is one of the greatest challenges. It's not about the young guys. It's about those who are already alumni. How we can provide them the skills so they can understand the deep tech technologies, how they can work in the new companies that you are creating, how they are participating in different actions with you. So it's really important that education really in digital tech goes, again, from children to adults. We have to understand the challenges and problems. It's really, really important. Again, no solution, no based on solutions, based on problems. Promoting care of the environment, this is something that everything of your projects has to do. Learning to live in the digital world, but not losing consciousness of the physical world. Promoting the new social impact, purpose of innovation. And so clean neighbors. Of course, I didn't write all this myself. I take it from somebody else. One that is from Antoine, that is problem, not tech oriented. So make a tank of problems. Decide what is in your regions and advocate to solve them. Like the old Steve Jobs took from a book, but it's very, very true. Stay foolish, stay hungry. It's the only way. Fail fast, but learn fast. The rule of projects even says, from 10 projects, 9 will fail. But we are here to break that rule. And we are going to do it. And, of course, innovate, beautiful, sustainable, together, building engines of innovation, that it's the call of the HEI initiative, that it's really, really important. Changing the innovation of purpose, or the purpose of innovation, sorry, is the key message that I want to leave you today. So, thank you very much.